Hey guys, welcome back to Shifting the Gear. It's Polar and Fads.
Hey guys.
Now we're here today with the latest next generation Ford Ranger. Now this is the Sport. Fads, get out of the way, let them see.
All right, yeah, I'm trying.
Now we're going to get into it, guys. Looking forward to showing you this car, and let's do it, Fads.
All right, before we get into it, remember guys, subscribe, like and share. It really helps us out.
Just press that button below here, guys.
There, somewhere here.
All right.
All right, let's go. Oh, Paulo, you look a bit comfortable there.
Yeah, mate.
Is it a new truck?
New truck, what do you think?
The new gen, is it? Where did you get this?
Yeah, I just picked it up, mate. Now, getting used to it, guys. As we said before, brand new Ford Ranger Sport. Not the top of the range. Now, all the hype, what seems to be around the WildTrak, has taken away a bit from this car, but this car still is amazing. We're going to go through a few things. Big front end. Now, I think it looks a bit like what the what is it? F-150?
Yeah, it looks
yeah,
like
got the C-clamp LEDs. Actually, let me turn them on for you guys.
All right, Paulo, they're on.
All right, they're on. Look at that. That looks amazing. What do you think?
It's mean.
It looks really tough. It looks really mean.
I don't know what to look at first.
It's got a very aggressive look, definitely. Big headlights, nice square kind of, you know, straight finishing across the whole body, especially the front end. Big grille. What do you think about this? Just want to touch it, don't you? You got a nice Ford badge here, massive.
Paulo's going to be excited on.
But yeah, LEDs on the LED fog lights, I believe, on the sides. You've got your sensors. Bit of air coming through here.
What's under there, Paulo?
It's the toe points. There's actually two here.
Oh, nice.
Nice and solid, of course. And you've got a little under tray here. Hopefully you won't bottom that out, depending on how you're driving. But overall, guys, I love the lines. Very nice straight lines across the bonnet. Gives you a very nice beefy look without saying too much. And they've definitely taken inspiration off the F-Series trucks.
It looks like, you know what, if you look at it from front on, it looks like the F-150, Paulo.
It does, it really does. It actually really gives you a pretty much similar look to that, especially with the way the headlights are made. I think the headlights are the biggest giveaway from that.
They're massive.
Yeah, and I like how the grille kind of actually continues into the headlight here. Can you see that?
Yeah.
It actually like indents into it. I actually really like that. What do you think in general?
Overall, they've nailed it on the front.
Yeah.
The new gen looks amazing.
Definitely an upgrade from the previous generation. Not that the previous generation wasn't good looking, but you know, sometimes they don't get it quite right. They've definitely nailed it here.
Oh, perfect.
On the side, you can see, got some 18-inch wheels. They actually don't look like 18s because the car's so big. You'd always probably think it's 16s just from gauging it, but wrapped in Goodyear Wrangler wheels, I believe. I'm just reading them now.
Yeah, standard.
Good tires, good wheels, and that's the wheels, guys. Moving on, we've got an actual functional air vent here. Let me just make sure. Yeah, definitely is functional. I believe that's designed to get air out of the engine bay, kind of get it out here. We've got some big, massive side mirrors. Now these things will be helpful, especially driving a bigger car. Come over here, Fad, show them. We've got your blind spot sensors here on the side, the top left corner, just over here.
Yeah, we can see that.
Massive mirrors.
Yeah, they're actually pretty big. You would need it for a truck this big.
Yeah, the funny thing is actually, I don't know if you can see, but it's actually dark grey. The car's black, the side mirrors are dark grey, so are the handles. You've got your little locking sensor here, so when you have the keys, put your finger there, that locks the car.
Keyless entry. Love it.
Got some big side steps.
Go for a climb, Paulo.
What do you reckon?
Oh, wow.
Can't really get much of a grip because there's actually no roof rails standard in this one. That's standard in the WildTrak, I believe.
Yeah, WildTrak has them.
Assuming that you get one of these, I think a lot of people do get some roof racks or roof rails of some sort.
It's got the sports bar on the back.
The side here looks pretty similar. One thing that's different, what do you think, Fads? What is it?
Let me point it out. Is it that step in the rear?
Yeah, it is. Now, instead of getting up on the tyre, which a lot of people would have to do,
that's smart.
I guess it's functional, but probably a bit not as safe. This has a bit of a grippy texture. If you can come and show them as well. It's got a nice kind of beaded grip texture. If it was even wet, I don't think you'd be able to slip. Hop in. Now I feel very sturdy here. Yeah, it's very strong.
Let's have a look. Paulo's already climbed up so high.
Yeah, it's got, yeah, this is really cool. I could actually probably fit both my feet in here. And even if you have big feet, you should be able to actually stand on this very comfortably. What's this thing called, Fads?
Sports bar.
We had the same issue, I forgot last time as well. You've got the sports bar as well. Now this doesn't have a cover for the tray. I believe that's standard also with the WildTrak, is that correct?
Correct.
Yeah, but yeah, it's really cool. Coming on to the side here. Tail lights look like just any other tail lights on a pickup truck or a ute, really. Pretty basic. Don't need to get too much into details, but there are LEDs around here. Got a nice kind of shape here, you can see.
I've come closer just to show the viewers. That's what the tail lights look like, guys.
And you've got the sport badge in black here. Once again, a big Ford badge in the middle.
I love how it says Ranger just engraved.
Yeah, that's actually really cool.
I'm trying to be closer, just show the viewers.
Yeah.
Looks cool.
It's got the four-wheel drive badge. You've got this little reverse camera here.
I like how they've put the camera there.
Yeah.
Oh.
And obviously you've got your steps here too.
And you got sensors also into steps integrated.
Yeah, they are, just over here.
That's so cool.
Very easy to open and close this, wow.
Is it light?
Very light, yeah. No, very light, guys. Look, couldn't fault it at all. Also very sturdy.
You're checking if it's sturdy, probably holds it.
Yeah, you've got little points here. I was asking you about these before. What are they? Just to kind of
clamps.
To put clamps in. I'm sure there's different accessories.
Remember, it is a tradies car.
Yeah, probably a million things you could do with that.
Yeah.
Over here, if you come a bit closer, Fads, as well, we've got a 12-volt power outlet here. Covered, obviously waterproofed. It gets wet.
Wow, I like how they've actually put it in.
Yeah, it's got a good quality surrounding on the liner.
The tub liner.
Yeah.
And it says, as everyone likes to see it, it says
Ford badge in the middle.
Right in the middle.
It's pretty cool. Now that's the rear end. Moving on.
You know, they've done well overall with the rear.
Yeah, they've done really well. There's really
it ties in pretty good. Like from standing from an angle from here, you can see everything.
Yeah, I don't believe there's anything that's a real downgrade to this car. They've just kept what they've had working for them, and they've also went above and beyond to upgrade that. It just looks like a meaner version of the old car.
Yeah, it does.
That's what they've done, and they've done it really well.
Guys, Polar had all the fun on the outside. We're going to go inside the vehicle. So now a lot has actually changed within the vehicle itself, but we'll take you through it and show it all. Now, Polar, what's your first impression?
Everything looks different. We've got a big, massive screen in the middle with that 10-inch.
Yeah. So
WildTrak
will have, of course, the 12-inch onto it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But still pretty decent, like a massive 10-inch.
10-inch in a ute, mate. Who needs a 10-inch screen in a ute? You know, it's 21st century now.
I want a 10-inch.
We're getting used to these big screens. We're getting used to these digital dashes now, but it's not something we really need, is it? It's just something we want.
But it's nice. I wouldn't mind that.
Jump in, show us around.
Before I jump in, check this out. Have a feel. You see those engraves?
Yeah.
Inside?
Yeah, it's got like a honeycomb kind of indent on them.
Into it. Now, coolest thing, Paulo, when we're jumping in out of the car and we're like, how do you open the door?
Yeah. Yeah, so that's the handle now.
That's your handle.
That's the actual handle. It's pretty cool.
Alright.
Got a nice leather finish here too, being the sports.
And you can still grip to the door.
Yeah, so you've got the handle there, and then you've actually got the...
And you know what? It actually makes it easy to climb in. Use a step, bang, you're in. Alright.
I don't think it's that hard getting in a car.
I'm getting old, Paula. No, standard, of course. Your windows.
Buttons.
Yeah.
Locking, unlocking.
Standard. Oh, push start button.
They've actually put it there. Yeah.
I like that.
I'm pretty. Didn't they have it back on the side here, on the other side once?
Yeah.
Or the old one? Yeah.
But now here.
Turn it on.
Standard, on.
How cool is this?
Massive screen, digital.
Built tough. I think this is what we were talking about before. They really have built this one tough.
They have.
They've given it a real tough look.
And look, that's actually pretty clear.
Yeah, it's very nice, very clear. We've got. I can see actually your controls here. Just notice you have lumbar support too.
Oh, you need lumbar support.
Yeah.
It makes a big difference. Electric seats, standard, of course. Now steering wheel. This is light.
Very light. I remember driving it before. I was thinking the same thing.
Can you see that? It's like I'm throwing it around. No effort. That's pretty cool. Now, as you can see, we'll go back to the actual screen itself, Paula. It's still got your temperature gauging system.
Yep.
And then your fuel gauging system as well.
And it's got a cool look to it. It looks like it really gives you like a utility feel, but at the same time futuristic.
And then of course you've got all your standard features, so lane assist, of course.
Yep.
Alright, perfect. So adaptive cruise control, that's all standard. And then of course your volume,
menu controls all there
Bluetooth.
too.
So pretty much all your basic needs are still, of course, on the steering wheel, but no
paddle shifters, no. Actually, on that note, I was driving it before. We're going to show them the gear selector and how it works. It's a very different kind of style. I'm not used to it.
It's a different feel.
Yeah, we'll show them in a second. Let me actually come around.
Come around, Paula. Come in. Hey, Paul, just watch your step, yeah?
Oh,
you got to climb in. You got to climb in.
Saved my life, mate. Thank you. Thank you so much. Oh, that really was easy to get in.
Yeah. See? Yeah.
Big screen.
What do you think? First impression, you've jumped in and you see, it's like a tablet.
At first, I actually thought it was broken, guys, but it's not. This is just a film that we're just going to keep on.
It's brand new.
As it's not our car, so
we're going to keep it new.
We'll keep it new, but it looks cool. It actually, it still has that kind of Ford kind of theme, like the other cars do.
Yeah.
That white with the kind of blue tinge to it.
And you know what? They've actually left some buttons here now.
Yeah, there's some physical buttons for the air conditioning.
Because remember, it is a tradies vehicle. Paula's just testing out some
music, guys. Why not?
Because some people, remember, they use it for trading or a weekend.
Bar here.
So they're gonna want some buttons sometimes because you don't always want to be touchscreen.
Yeah, that's it there. What's this thing do?
Press it. Driving assist, camera. I need a camera.
Oh, there we go. That's cool.
That's pretty clear.
Full view not available. Why is that? Is it because my door's open?
No. I would have preferred if it was actually the full thing.
Yeah, this is what we were talking about last time. Even in the, what was the last car? The WRX.
Yeah.
We had the WRX before, and the camera, like, we got all this screen size here, but the camera's like here. Like, why did they do that?
Why? But I don't understand.
Yeah.
They got driving assist, so you got different settings within the driving assist.
Is that? Let me just see if I read that right. Is that a valet mode?
But.
Okay, what does that do? That's interesting. I will have to play with that in a second.
Paula's
I'm just having a bit of fun, guys. Right. Sorry, you're getting sidetracked.
All right, so guys, we'll go back to the car itself. Now, radio standard, of course. DAB is all in there for you as well. As
Android Auto, Apple CarPlay.
Android Auto, Bluetooth, all your media systems in there, so which people like.
All the connectivity.
Games.
Oh,
Sketch. Is it working?
Oh, this is cool.
Paula loves his games. Oh, here we go. Oh. Okay. Hi. Okay. We're going to go back now. We're going to get out of games, Paula.
That's pretty cool. That wasn't so much of a game, but it was
if
you have a kid in the car, they're a bit bored, they can play around a bit. Why not?
Aircon system.
Air controls in this bottom.
I like
here.
that. Pretty cool. You can control it from here.
Yeah,
but you can also control it from the knobs as well.
Yeah, you've got the manual buttons. The same. This kind of reminds me of the WRX actually.
Yeah.
Like not the design per se, but the big screen with the basic manual controls as well.
And it's all there.
It all feels very familiar.
Now this is the gear stick you were talking about.
Yes, this thing is. Put your foot on the brake pads.
Oh, I got it now. Go.
So that's how you change it, and you can actually see every time you change gears, it actually moves. But this is the interesting bit. Now, there are the manual controls for you actually changing the gears.
Oh, so you're changing up and down.
Yeah, so when you're in gear, and then you can then put it into manual, which I'm just going to press here.
Ah.
And now, just with that plus and minus, it actually changes the gears. And I'm tripping out because I've never seen anything even closely familiar to that. Usually you get the paddle shifters, usually you get even the kind of shift to the right and then kind of up and down, but that is completely different.
I like the design, but it fits your hand.
Yeah.
So you got to press the button.
It does actually make sense in a way. It does. It does.
But again, in a Ute.
Well, this car is actually pretty powerful. I think it's got 184 kilowatts in the V6 and about 600 nanometers of torque.
This motor itself is a beast. Within a beast.
We've got this UFC-C, normal USB, and a wireless charging pads. Now, I don't know why I hate wireless charging.
Why?
I feel like it heats up my phone every time I've used it, but not per se in this car, but any car.
I like that fact is they've actually given you a lot more room now here.
Yeah.
Compared to the older model, so you actually got more things you can put.
Yeah, that's true.
Like
there's a lot of space. There's a little tray in here, cup holders.
They've given you a lot more room now to actually use. Even here, there's a lot more room. I like what they've done.
Yeah, they've gone with this a lot. I've seen this in a few manufacturers now. They've given you a bit of space.
Oh, it's plastic. I thought it was.
Yeah, it makes it
soft touch, eh?
This is not a soft touch.
It looks like
interior
it is.
at all, guys. Just so you know, it is a bit plasticky. It doesn't feel like it's badly put together. It does feel very quality. It doesn't crack or crackle, but it is all plastic. There's no.
But it doesn't look.
No questioning it. They got nice air vents that kind of reflect the exterior of the car. The interior does reflect the exterior, doesn't it?
It does. It does.
It really does kind of...
you don't feel like you're in a utility vehicle right now.
Yeah.
It's like a weekend car that you're taking.
And you know those cars that you get in that look nothing like what they do from outside, but then this one actually, you can almost gauge what it will look like from the interior.
They've done well.
Now one thing we've got to mention before we don't forget, we've got the drive selecting modes. So these are, what that is auto four-wheel drive. Now when that's active, it's pretty much all-time all-wheel drive.
Nice, and you got two-wheel drive as well?
You can change it into that, and you've got the
low
gear
and high.
High gear.
So you can actually use it off-roading terrain.
But you can actually use it in four-wheel all-wheel drive just on normal roads, just on gravel.
As you were playing with Polar,
on concrete.
It comes up, of course, on the screen as well. So anything that you flick through it, it actually shows you what you're in progress in as well. It's
very, very intuitive as well, guys. I have to say that.
So look, see when you've gone into normal?
I just did something.
Yeah, so now you're in eco mode. So by the selector, you can actually select different, see, mud.
I love the visuals. They look amazing. I'm more enticed by the visuals than anything.
Polar's just playing throughout the whole settings.
Yeah, and then you've got a few buttons here, sensors, auto start stop. I have to say that auto start stop is just, it's something we've got to get used to, isn't it?
Apparently,
it's not going away.
Apparently, it's fuel consumption is pretty good on these vehicles. I've heard.
What was it, 8.5? I think
8.4.
8.4 liters
combined. That it's saying.
Well,
that's pretty good.
It's not bad. Yeah, it's not bad at all.
Yeah, I mean, and then of course, if you go to four-cylinder versions, they're about 7.6, I believe.
Yeah, that's cool. Oh, what do we think about the seats?
They're
nice sports. They are leather.
I like them.
They feel good. I don't think you're feeling them hard enough, mate.
But you just got to test them, you know. Make sure they're rigged.
The console is massive. You've got a 12-volt power outlet. That is a big center console.
You can fit a lot of things in there.
Yeah.
All right, ready?
Show us the back space, lads. You get in there this time.
All right, I'm gonna jump in there. Climb in.
You got a little handle there.
Jump in. Oh, air vents. Sorry, you know how much I love air vents. It's a must. And you got another 12-volt in here, there. Let's stand in.
Air vents. How's the headspace? How's the seating position?
It's decent. You got a lot of headroom.
Yeah.
And I'm quite tall. It's not bad, to be honest with you. Like, look, the space here that we have could be a little bit more just here, but the overall, the back of the vehicle.
The seats aren't really that forward, are they?
No.
No. Okay. So you can imagine if you're a bit taller, that might be a bit of a
problem
there. But overall, that's okay.
It's pretty
Seats
good.
are good.
They're comfortable. They're actually comfortable, Polo. So it's not too bad at all.
Look at that.
Oh.
You got some extra space. Bottom here.
You know what? That's intelligent.
Yeah. Look, I don't think this is unknown. Like, this is something that people have done before and manufacturers have done, but that is actually pretty cool.
That's smart.
Yeah. I don't know if you can put these seats back as well, but
you can get to the anchor points.
You got your jack there.
There's your anchor points for your baby seats just there. And if you're wondering where your tools are, some tools are there for you as well for your car.
That's pretty cool.
Just watch the video if you want to know.
How cool is that?
Yeah.
That's the back. Ta-da! All right, let's get into the best part of the vehicle, the engine.
I'm intrigued, Paul. I'm intrigued.
It actually looks very small. Is that a bit weird? This is a V6. It is output's about 184 kilowatts at 600 newton meters of torque, as opposed to 154 kilowatts and 500 newton meters of torque in the 2-liter bi-turbo. This is obviously the bigger engine, more power, and from what I've seen and the feedback I've seen online and everything, this is apparently a much smoother drive. As you can imagine, bigger engine give you a much smoother drive, being a V6 as well. It's a very tall engine, that's what it is. It's maybe not as wide and
look at that.
But it's got a big depth in it, definitely. Big fans. But yeah, that's the engine, guys. Alright guys, we're going for a drive. First thing I have to say and address is I love the digital dash. It is so cool. The graphics on it, all the information it presents, it gives you like ticks for seatbelts when they're on, it gives you a gyroscope, gives you the speed limit.
Sign recognition.
Yeah, speed sign recognition.
So what do you think? Because right now I can feel the vehicle actually pulling quite well.
You can definitely feel the torque.
Like this motor is amazing.
Now keep in mind, guys, what we mentioned before, there's no paddle shifters, so if you ever did want to drop it a gear, there's two little buttons. It's almost like a mouse on a keyboard.
It is.
It literally, that's the best way to describe it. Imagine like a mouse on a keyboard, and you've got those little side buttons sometimes on some keyboards. Oh, it's got, what is it, a 10-speed automatic. Did you know that?
What? Oh, you're enjoying this, eh?
10-speed, wow. All right, I'm enjoying this definitely. So it says progressive range select, and there's 10 of it. I think that's pretty insane. But yeah, it drives really nice, guys. Obviously, we're not taking it crazy off-roading right now. We're not going on little, you know, dunes and smashing it into, you know, some hills or anything. And
It
that's,
sounds fun.
yeah, it does sound fun, and I'm sure a lot of you guys want to see that. But unfortunately, it's not our car, and we just don't have, you know, we can't do it to this car. To be honest, it's a brand new car too. So maybe one day in the future, if we get our hands on one, we can go ham. But right now, we just got to take it easy. It's got plenty of power, guys. V6 acts as a V6 would.
Yeah.
To be honest.
And the height's good. You can see everything. Everything's visible.
I can see everything. It's very open. Like even the back window is great visibility. Even with the signage, I can still see. The side mirrors make me feel like I can see literally the whole world behind me. They literally are massive.
Yeah,
I've mentioned it before, but it is very good visibility. It does have very good visibility. Blind spot monitoring too. It's got lane keep, adaptive cruise, all that important braking, emergency braking stuff that we see pretty much becoming standard nowadays, don't we?
Just standard everywhere that you see.
Yeah.
But it's good. It's good safety features they have on the vehicle itself.
Yeah, it's even with the driving position, the seat's adjustable pretty well. It's got telescopic steering wheel, all the buttons you need on the steering wheel too. And
I like the room inside the cockpit. Like we've actually got a decent amount of room between each other.
Yeah, it's dry. And you know what? There's not much road noise. Like considering this is a ute or the truck, there's not that much road noise.
No, it sticks to the ground pretty well. Overall, if we're marking it, what are you thinking right now?
Look, if we're talking about the car itself, I'm not going to define it basically on this sport variant because I don't know too much exactly about the whole range.
We are going to go back and show them.
We'll show you guys that in a second. But right now, if I were to answer that question, I'd say I'd give it a solid 8.5 to 9 out of 10 for a car.
Wow.
Yeah.
Paula's scoring quite
yeah,
high.
great score there.
That's
what would you rate it?
I'm close to it. I'd go close to about
8
out of 10, to be honest with you.
Where do you think it's lacking?
Overall, I'm pretty impressed with it. I think overall, just look, price,
yeah. So just to summarize, guys, where 2 points where I think it's both lacking and doing basically succeeding is I'd say it's lacking with the price, as we mentioned before. Maybe that's the only thing that will really hold it back from buyers. And second, the thing that's actually doing real well with it, which I'm really actually impressed, is the actual styling. I think they've done really well. Alright, we're back at the dealership, guys. Now we actually have the WildTrak here. We wanted to take the opportunity to show you guys the difference. Minor differences that you'll notice. First of all is the headlights. These are the, what are they, Matrix?
The headlights
Matrix
itself.
LEDs. They look amazing, completely different to the other one. Also, you'll notice little things like a little silver kind of accent on the front here. Moving on to the side as well, guys. Being the bi-turbo, it's got the bi-turbo logo rather than the V6.
I actually love how they do that. They actually tell you what motor it is or what vehicle it is.
Yeah, you can actually
tell.
I mean?
A lot of badging around the vehicle itself.
I actually like the black badging too.
Yeah, it's quite
Your side steps, I've noticed they've got a little silver outline as well.
Paul, did you see the extra camera?
Oh yes, it does have the extra camera here, yes.
So it's a 360 view.
Actually on that, no, it's got a front camera too, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
So it's a 360 view camera.
It's got a little washer as well.
Yeah.
Washes the headlight. So you got the roof rails, you've got the rails on the tray here as well, and the sports bar is a bit different. This one just has a bit more of an aesthetic look. I don't think it's as functional, is it? Or is it the same thing?
Well, about that note, Paula, so before the older model, you'd actually have, I'll just come around, guys. So see how you got the brake light there, Paula?
Yeah.
It used to be up there.
Ah, okay.
But if you were to put a canopy, guess what?
It covers it.
Correct. So now they've actually moved it there as well.
Everything else in the back end seems the same. Obviously the WildTrak logo is different.
I like how it's blacked out.
Yeah, it's blacked out. It's blacked out on the sports as well.
Right.
And you've got the cover here. And let me actually, you stay at the back, let me show you how it works.
Look at that. Push up a button and then it rolls in, guys. This is actually wider than the previous model. Now you can actually fit a Euro pallet.
Okay, so it gives you a bit more width and basically the dimensions allow a bit more space into it. Now one thing I forgot to go through is the actual taillights are also different.
Yeah, from the sports.
Yeah, it's got like a kind of different look. It's got a bit more black into it. It's not all red. The rest of the differences would be inside the car. You can see that straight away the stitching is different.
We're just going to be closer.
The seats are also different. It's got a WildTrak logo here.
And the seat
right here.
So you got more badging. Even the steering wheel is different.
The steering wheel's got the orange stitching
as well.
The cluster looks the same, and then the big difference will be the screen here. If you want to hop in, I'm going to come around and we'll show them the interior.
Let's have a look. All right, Paula, inside. What do you think?
Well, we just saw the seats and we saw the stitching. That's the differences. But the main thing here straight away is the finishing on this screen here.
It's massive.
It is different. Actually, I feel like it's a bit quicker, a bit more intuitive. The other one, it wasn't bad, but it did seem to lag a little bit, just a tiny bit. The finishing on this and just the overall functionality on it seems a lot smoother. We've also got heated seats now in this model. You got the options there. Has a, it has overall just a really smooth finish, I have to say, over here. Buttons here are pretty much identical to the lower model. Over here, this is where a few differences happen. Now, at first, you might not think much of it, but it's got the WildTrak logo here. But then what you can do is you can press this button here.
Another compartment.
Now, it's actually, it's a bit deeper than it will look. It's about that deep.
So your hand actually fits in there, which is quite good.
Yeah, you can actually fit quite a bit in there. You've also got this little cute cup holder.
Paula loves his cup holders.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. But then we come up here, this is where it gets a bit different as well. You've got these 6 auxiliary switches. It kind of feels like I'm in a fighter jet.
I know,
cool.
it's like take off.
Take off 1, 2. Anyways, we're getting carried away. So what this is, guys, is if you add accessories to this car, you can actually select, instead of installing your own manual switches, instead of making holes in the car and putting little switches, you can actually put them up to this.
Smart.
And just, that could be your headlights, it could be your high beams, it could be some, light bars, it can be some, whatever it is.
Whatever you want it to be.
Whatever you want it to be.
Oh, now I'm going to show them this, Paula. Ready?
Yes.
The 360 view camera.
The 360 view camera, it's pretty cool.
Which you didn't have, of course, on the Sport.
Yeah, is it supposed to do anything? Oh,
there you go. Paula's zooming in.
That's cool.
Oh.
I knew that.
Oh, look at that. Just, look.
Yeah, it's cool. You can
adjust pretty cool, isn't it? And it's clear. I can't believe how clear it is.
This is actually making more use of the screen real estate.
Correct.
This is what I was talking about before. You can do that as well. And one thing we forgot to mention is it's actually got a premium sound system. This has got the premium pack.
Yeah.
And quick thing to note is you can only get the premium pack from factory. You can't buy the car then add the premium pack after.
So in Australia you would have to actually add it on.
Yeah.
Which is not too bad. I think it's around what? $2,000 or something?
I'm not too sure, guys, but
it's not overly too expensive.
It's not overly expensive, yeah.
Well, for those to get those extra features, why not? But everything else seems the same. It's just the stitching.
Yeah, it's all the same. All right, guys, thanks for watching.
Appreciate it, guys.
Once again, these prices start on these cars about 47k to mid to high 70s, and then they go all the way up to 90k for the Raptor.
It's not too bad.
Oh, depending on how much money you got, these are not bad at all, actually.
Look at the size of them.
Yeah. Now, special thanks to Joe and the team at MacArthur Ford for letting us borrow these things.
If you need anything at all, just come down to him and he'll help you out with a brand new Ford.
And don't forget to
subscribe, like,
and follow.
That's it. Thanks, guys.